Hello. Um, I know. We're not sure if you can even hear Shari. Ecamm was not letting us bring an interview guest in. So I am sharing my FaceTime screen. We did multiple restarts, but look, we're matching. I mean, not the same sayings, but same color. I love it. We didn't even plan it. Um, yeah, we're not in the same room, believe it or not. Um, we know that there is a delay, a very long delay. So I know the countdown clock is still going on over on YouTube. So we're just gonna chat for a little bit. I'm actually gonna explain adventures in card making this time because we're not sure if Shari's sound is coming through. But welcome. I am Jen Shirkus, and this is Shari. Oh, and this is Shari Moss. And we host these adventures in card makings. I would say almost every month, but then there's some months that are too busy and we don't do them. It's a really fun thing where Shari posts our adventures of card making are always on Thursdays. And Shari posts polls on lawnfawn's Instagram stories on Monday. And we kind of give you like a this or that, three or so questions. And you guys get to choose our adventure and decide what we're going to be creating with. So I'm hearing that they can hear. Oh, but Sarah said I can hear both. Oh, see both. This is sad. Yeah, I wasn't. Let me try one more. No, that won't work. It's a studio microphone. Let me. I wonder. Shari saying sorry, guys. I don't know. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. So, yeah, cannot hear Shari. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Oh, such a bummer. I don't know what to do. Okay. So don't even have your face on it because that's kind of weird. Okay. No, I honestly am going to have all I can do to get a card made today. So I don't think I should have to translate. So what Shari just said, because you guys can't hear, is she's going to go away, but not like really away. She's going to still be in the chat and she is still going to create along. And then maybe Shari, right after the live, you can pop on Lawnfawn's Instagram stories and maybe talk about your card a little bit. We always share our card, but because you guys won't be able to see her process, and if you're okay with just being stuck with seeing just me create, I feel like I'm disappointing people. Um, yeah, so we just discovered this was happening like 10 minutes before this started. So I will put a tech ticket in for the software we're using and try to figure it out. So we're going to say goodbye to Shari. And this is where everybody's going to leave and and not not want to watch me. But Shari will be in the chat. She's not officially gone. All right, we are gonna move to the desk. Um, and there she goes. This is so sad. We're sorry, you guys, but we'll Shari will hop on Instagram stories and maybe even just share it as a highlight on Instagram for a while, just so because those stories only last 24 hours. Um, but anyways, so you guys, what I was saying is on we host the Adventures in Card Baking on Thursdays. And on Monday, Chari posts the polls in Lawnfawn's Instagram stories. And so you guys voted that we're gonna be using Ocean Shell-fie, which I love. I mean, I loved all the choices this month, if you guys didn't already guess that, being the mermaid that I am. So Ocean Shell-fie. And then we are going to be using the stitched seashell dies. I just happen to still have them stored because this is what we did for Crop and Create last spring. So I still have them stored together, but we're going to be using the stitched seashell dies. And then also ink blending. So we are going to be ink blending all of the things. I'm still sad watercoloring didn't win. You guys, we keep squeaking it in there as an option. Chari does it for me, really, and then you guys don't vote for it. Are we all afraid of watercoloring? Let's see. Yeah, Josie was suggesting when Chari joined you for Create With Us, she was kicked out a couple times and came back in. Maybe she needs to leave and come back. The problem is she's not even able to get into the software. So that was the problem. So it's not even a kicked out thing. So thank you guys for those of you that are staying. We are sad that we're probably disappointing some of you, but Chari will definitely, she's creating over there. She's probably going to finish her card way before me because she's not going to have to, well, she'll be typing in the chat. So she will still be multitasking. All right, so I have no plan at all. But let's see what images we're going to use. And I'm going to be good. I'm not going to pull out any other ocean stamps. Now that's a big deal for me because I could start pulling out all my favorites. But I'm going to do this little octopus guy, the little one. I'm going to do the scallop shell. Or the clam shell. I guess this is more, yeah, it could be either. I got to do the jellies, especially since Josie's here. Jellyfish really love Josie. I love this little front-facing fishy. And I think I'm going to skip the rocks. I think I'm going to skip the seaweed because we have that in the die. I think we're good. I think that's what I'm going to use for images. Chari said in the chat, did you notice Jen had a lot to say in the choices this month? Hey, it is full on mermaid season. I know everybody that is in very, very hot areas are getting anxious for fall, but us in New England, we are very lucky. We have very, very hot days. I'm not saying we don't, but we don't have the extreme heat as bad as other places. So I think that's why you guys don't love summer, is because your summer just isn't as amazing as the New England summer. So I am not ready for fall yet, although I've been busy creating all the fall cards. So when Chari and I came up with the polls for this month, I'm like, it's full on mermaid season. Let's go for it. Yeah. Chari says, clearly I need to come to Cape Cod and then we will not have this problem anymore. Wouldn't that be amazing if she could come here every single time we did an Adventures in Card Making and a Create With Us? I would love that. But hopefully her and her husband, Matt, are going to come to the Cape this fall. So that will be fun. Although we probably won't be spending any time in my studio because we got sightseeing to do, right? Sightseeing to see. Okay, let's see. I actually am going to open, I feel like usually I can see the chat. Oh, here we go. I was reading it in YouTube and that was confusing me. Okay, so I'm going to jump in and color these guys with my Copic markers. Let's see here. I think I'm going to get a little fancy. I'm going to get a little fancy with these jellyfish. Probably probably might go awry, but that's okay. I always like to make my jellyfish look like really magical, because they are magical. Yeah, Carrie says no fall for me yet either. No fall. No fall, no fall, no fall. Marcy says I'm freaked out by jellyfish. I had to abandon scuba diving in Australia because of them after flying there for 29 hours. I'm so sorry, Marcy. So here on the Cape, this time of year, we have jellyfish that we call moonies, and they're clear and they do not harm you at all. It's actually kind of cool when you're swimming, you can kind of feel them touch your fingers and stuff. But again, they don't harm you, they don't sting or anything. However, as our waters get warmer later in the summer, so like in August, we do have red jellyfish, and those do sting. Although, and I always explain it as it's not that bad coming from the girl that hasn't been stung yet. Woman, I gotta knock on wood. But it's not like, you know, it's not like a very bad sting. It's more uncomfortable. And the reason why I say that Josie loves jellyfish is, I don't think she really loves them, but she's grown to love them. Every time she and I swim together on the Cape in August, she has been stung by jellyfish. And we'll be swimming together, like right next to each other. So I think maybe because I'm a mermaid, I'm not getting stung. I'm not quite sure. But now jellyfish have kind of, Josie's embracing them. Let's see. Yeah, Shari said, yes, for us being in our studios, it is work and not a vacation, right? So she's coming up here. We're not going to be hanging out in the studio. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, Jen says, the only place to be today with the heat is at the beach or with me, right? We had a beautiful few days at the beginning of this week where we didn't have any humidity. This is where this jellyfish is going awry a little bit, but I'm going to keep working it. We have had no humidity earlier this week, and it was beautiful. It was like literally the perfect temperature, like warm, a little bit of a breeze. And so we had our windows open, and then I felt the humidity creeping in today. So I just closed all the windows and turned the AC on. Hello, Susie. So it's Susie's first time. Normally, Susie, you would see me and Shari on the screen, but because of technical issues, you're just stuck with me today. So if you find me boring, come back next time, because it'll be both Shari and I. She is in the chat as lawnfawn, creating her card, but we could not get the technology to work. Yeah, Melissa says, we have red jellies here in Nova Scotia, and they sting. Luckily, I haven't gotten sting yet in 4 years. Kathy says, in Indiana, it's 92 with 56% humidity. It's so hot outside. So see, Kathy, like that to me doesn't sound that hot because your humidity is low. Here on the Cape, we sometimes have like 84% humidity. So 56 sounds low to me, but what do I know? All right, this looks cute. This worked. Now I'm going to do my other jelly. Maybe I'll do it a little less teal and a little more purple. I don't know where my purple loving friends are, Miss Libby, Brienne, and Jen, but here I am rocking out the purple. Yay, Melissa's coloring along, not the same images. That's okay. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you are creating along. Adventures in Card Making really is just a casual craft together. We never have a handout. but we just share what we're going to use, and we kind of see, you know, we just kind of, I mean, Chari will sometimes sketch out ahead of time what she's going to create. But I never have an idea what I'm going to create. So it's just meant to be fun. If you want something a little bit more structured, we also host our Create With Us classes. Those are free mini classes that we also do right here on Lawnfawn's YouTube channel. And you can go back and watch replays. But we'll announce our upcoming ones in August on Lawnfawn release day. And that one I do create like a coloring guide and a handout for you. And then even more structure is you could join me for some of my online classes. I do lots and lots of Lawnfawn online classes. I know Chari's in the chat. I don't know if she's in the middle of something really important, but we'll talk a little bit more about this at the end of today. But Chari and I are going to be teaching another online class together this fall, and we're looking for input from you guys on what set we should have be our main Lawnfawn stamp set. So I set up a poll, and Chari has a link to it. So, and it's also in the description of the video, the link to the poll. And you can kind of chime in with what set you'd like us to use. And we typically use older sets in our East Coast Fawnies classes. I will be using some of the new sets that are yet to be released in my online classes. So lots and lots of options for fun this fall. Chari says she did not have a plan today. Maybe that's where we failed, Chari, because you didn't have a sketch. Maybe that's why our technology wasn't working. Let's see. Yay, Linda's here. She loves purple. We got some people crafting along. Diana's not crafting, but she is in her craft room organizing. Hey, that works. We can keep you company while you're organizing. That's fun. Yay. Awesome. Marcy's creating with her leftover cards from Crop and Create Spring 2025. Love that. Yay. Thank you, Susie. She says, I just enjoy any time I can spending watching, coloring, enjoying being with crafty friends. We love that. And that's why we love these adventures in card making, because they are pretty chill for Chari and I. So it doesn't take a ton of our time to be able to hop on here with you guys and just have some fun together. So, all right, I'm going to keep my funky jellyfish. I think they're super fun. I don't know what color my octopus should be, so maybe if you guys have some ideas on what color he should turn out to be, let me know in the chat. But I am going to color my little fishy next, and I'm going to make him pink, just because that's fun. Hello, Helene. Thanks for popping in. Chari is behind the scenes today due to tech issues, but she is creating and she will be sharing her project. All right. Do a little pink fish here. Oops. I want to use a medium pink first. Yay. Thank you. So Chari just put in the chat the poll for you guys to pop on over and vote on what stamp set you would like us to feature in our next East Coast Fawnies online class. And if you've never taken one before, they are a ton of fun. I mean, I think all my classes are fun, but I love, love, love to teach along with Chari, and I just think it's a great time. So definitely stay tuned for when we announce what it will end up being. Let's see. Ooh, packing and loading for a car, packing and loading my card, which I think you mean your car, for a trip. That's super fun. Carrie says, I think there needs to be a therapy for doing too much organizing and not enough creating. Sometimes my problem. Yeah. And sometimes you'll like organize something, you'll kind of cycle through, and then you go back to the original thing and reorganize it again. But I find when I'm organizing, I'm inspired to create because I rediscover supplies that maybe I didn't use yet. I don't know. Let's see. Heather says, I'm creating, but not the same sets. I'm making a birthday card for my mom using spring blooms and the treat cart. Ooh, I bet that's going to be super cute. I hope that you will share with us if you are creating today. No worries if you're not creating the same thing as us. We would just absolutely love to see what you made. And yeah, so definitely tag Chari, tag me, tag lawnfawn, and we would love to see what you've created. So Marcy said the octopus should be peachy keen. So guess what? I'm going to go peachy. I'm going to go peachy. I do see pinky red, but I feel like I kind of just did pinky on the fish. Hello, Sandy. She's addressing some cards. I love that. That means you're mailing out some cards, which is amazing. All right, so I'm gonna make an orange octopus here. We're gonna go for it. It's gonna be a light orange, I think. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm gonna add a little shadow first. What is so crazy is the software we're using to stream. I have been listening and watching and taking so many tutorials to just learn other cool things that you can do with the software. And then the most simplest thing has failed me. Oh, Chari and I have gone live so many times on here. I'm not sure why it's not working, but I will put a help ticket in as soon as this is over, and I'm sure we're going to get it figured out. I'm actually going to brighten my lights a little bit. I feel like, I don't know, felt like it was a little dark for my eyeballs. All right. I love this octopus. I think he's super cute. I love the other one too, but he's pretty much the star of the show if you use him because he's so big, which is not a bad thing, but I gotta be able to fit in some stitched shells in here, so I didn't want to go too crazy with too many stamped images. Let's see. I could have done a purple octopus, but I've already used a lot of purple today, Barbara. I feel like I've given purple some love. We'll see. Now let's maybe make like a rainbowy card with all my ocean stuff. We'll see. Oh my gosh, so cute. Thank you, Melissa. It's a fun jellyfish combo. Hello from Germany to everyone, especially Chari in the dead space. Not crafting along, but at least pulling out stuff to make my Lawn Fanatics entry card tomorrow after work. Yay! I'm trying to remember what the theme is right now for our Lawn Fanatics challenge. I think it might be Christmas in July is what's going on right now, which that's another fun thing to participate in if you're looking for some inspiration, is to just look and see what our challenge website is offering. Even if you don't want to enter your card, sometimes it'll spur an idea or get those creative juices going. But if you enter, It's not like a popularity contest. We just pick a winner randomly with the random number generator. And you could win a $50 gift card to Lawnfawn, which I think that would make all of us happy, right? All of us. Yeah, Chari is in Lawnfawn jail. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know what she did, but she is in Lawnfawn jail. All right. I'm kind of going with a rainbow theme now, I think. So I'm going to make my clamshell green. Let's see. Why not? I don't think I've ever colored a clamshell green, but there's a first time for everything, right? And this is Lawnfawn land, so we can make things any color that we want. And you know what? There are so many of you still here live with us today, even though Chari's not here. So thank you for sticking with us and hanging out. And if you're watching the replay, thank you. We appreciate you guys being here. Again, we look forward to hanging out, Chari and I together, but we also just look forward to hanging out with you guys too. Yeah, it is Christmas in July. Thank you, Chari. I thought it was, but I don't want to start rumors on the Lawn Fanatics challenge. I love this green combo. It's like so light and bright. Let's see. Let's do, I was going to do yellow dots on the octopus, but I don't really want to do that. I think I'm going to give him orange dots because if you know me, you know these dots are going to get glittered. Yep, they're going to get glittered. So I don't know about you guys, but back to this is mermaid season. I cannot believe that next week is August. Be still, my broken mermaid heart makes me so sad. But what is exciting is that in August is a Lawnfawn release. I believe it is August 14th. Fall and Halloween will be released. And always on release day is when we announce the details for the next Create With Us. And you'll get all the details with what supplies we're going to use. So if you do want to create along, you can shop your stash. But also if you're going to order any of the new goodies, you'll kind of know what we're using. And then I also end up announcing whatever online classes I'm going to be offering. So release day is always a fun and busy day. So exciting. All right. Now that I see, I think I'm going to add some dots to my other guys. Get a darker green. Let's see, Nikki is making felt stitching ornament kits. That sounds fun, and she's blaming Chari for that. Thanks, Helene. Thank you, Marcy. Hi, Amy. Popping in real quick. Thank you, thank you. Ugh, I know, Amarita, back to school for some of you. Ugh, it's just crazy. I don't know why summer always goes so fast. I don't know. I don't know why. I might have gone a little too dot crazy, but that's okay. So Chari says that she has some fun stitching plans on her desk right now and a couple new patterns for the embroidery hoop. That's exciting. Exciting for those of you guys that like stitching. I love stitching. I think it is so cute. But we've got a running joke going with my crafty friends how I'm not going to get into stitching. I just can't. I can't. But I will admire all the stitching. Chari can send me all of her adorable things that she makes with stitching. But nope. Not doing it, guys. Not doing it. All right, let's die cut these guys out and then figure out what I am doing with my stitched seashells. So the stitched seashell dies originally came out for Crop and Create, which is an online event hosted by Scrapbooking Cards Today. And I teach an exclusive lawnfawn class during that event, which is always so much fun. There is typically around 3,000 attendees all over the world. I bet some of you guys have attended that event before. And what's really fun about it is attendees get like exclusive kits from all of the brands. And so Kelly Marie and I always get together trying to come up with what we want to teach or what I'm going to teach. And so sometimes I have a little say, a little sway into what we are going to offer. And so that's how we got Crow Girl. So happy harvest. Mr. Harvest has a friend. And then that is how we got the stitched seashells. Not going to lie. I was pretty excited. Pretty excited. All right. Jen, what color are your nails? They are not Olive and June, Nikki. I don't even remember the brand. But if you send me a message on Instagram, I can let you know. It's like it's a set that comes with the gel and the regular polish. This is regular polish that I did paint myself. What are the flowers that are summer tropical flowers that are pink? I'm having a mind blank on what I'm trying to think of. I keep wanting to say hydrangea, but that's purple and not tropical. Hello, Robin. Aw, I bet your craft room misses you. I actually just packed up your order, so thank you very much. Robin ordered a couple Crafty Gear t-shirts that I have on sale right now. Marcy says, stay strong, Jen. My bestie told me no more crafts. That's my thing, you guys. I love lawn fawn, right? Obviously. But I also like to art journal and I like to do mixed media. So I like a lot of different paper crafts and some of them don't get as much love as I wish that they did. So I just can't do another one. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Let's see. Marcy, give us some hints. Marcy, you know better. We can't give hints. We don't want to be put in lawn fawn jail more than Chari already is. Sophie has some happy harvest images already die cut on her desk. I love that. Although I've also used Mr. Harvest as Summer. He was like in the dunes on the Cape on one of my cards. So Nikki's surprised that my nails are not Olive and June. Well, in fairness, Olive and June just barely came out with gel neon colors, and I just like a good neon in the summer. So that's why I found this polish. Yes, hibiscus. That's the name of this color, is hibiscus, but I can't remember the brand. Thank you guys. Look at you. You're all probably like, Jen, why can you not think of that? Hello, Clara. Thanks for joining us. Chari is behind the scenes because of technical difficulties. Normally, you're not just stuck with me for adventures in card making. All right, so now I am going to cut me some stitched seashells. And I also foresee some seaweed happening as well. So I am going to die cut these out of Distress White Heavy Stock, because that is my most favorite cardstock to use when I'm ink blending. And yeah, let's see. I think we're just going to do the starfish, the scallop shell, and the whelk shell. I'm gonna let the moon snail feel a little left out today. Hopefully it'll forgive me. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. Oh, Marcy says, question, will you ever print shirts on athletic fabrics? Cotton t-shirts are too hot in Florida. I will think about it, Marcy. If you'll send me an email to creative-chick@shirkus.com, I most certainly can look into it. I am really picky about what gear I offer, meaning I want it to be comfortable. I want it to wash well. I want it to stand up over time. I want it to be cozy. I want lots of sizes so it's inclusive. So I kind of have lots of things that I look for when I do choose what I am offering. And also just a reminder, I pack and ship all my gear out of my house, which I have a finished basement for my business. So I have a lot of space, but not a lot of space. So I can't offer too many different kinds of things, but definitely something I'll think of for sure. Thank you, Chari, for linking my crafty gear. I appreciate it. Ooh, Deneen says we need small Happy Harvest children. Oh, is Mr. Harvest and Crow Girl in a relationship? All right, so now another trick that I like to do. So this Distress White Heavy Stock is 130-pound cardstock. It's really, really nice and thick. It's bright white. It's very, very smooth. So I'm actually going to leave everything in here to do my ink blending. So I'm going to add some tape on the back so that they won't pop out. We'll see. I might take them out to do some of the ink blending, but to get started, I find that to be really awesome. And I want a few more seaweeds, because for some reason, I can't just do one seaweed when I'm making things. We gotta sprinkle the seaweed. Nikki says, I live in Florida and only like cotton. So see, you know, well, that's the other thing too. It's hard to make everybody happy. I most certainly try, but yeah. Ooh, yes, I bet these are beautiful die cut out of the textured cardstock. That's such a great idea, Sophie. I have to follow the adventure rules. Not really. I can break the rules if I want, but the adventure rules are to ink blend. So I guess I could have ink blend my background. I don't know. For some reason, I just had it stuck that I had to ink blend these guys, but we'll see. Nikki, I can't remember if you have any of my crafty gear, if you find that it's cool enough in Florida. I feel like it's a fairly lightweight t-shirt that I carry. It's not too heavy, but that's just me. Maybe somebody else could chime in with their opinion, and it's okay if you don't agree with my opinion. All right, so now I am gonna grab some inks, and I don't know. Let's see here. I'm just rolling over to reach my lawnfawn inks. Let's see. We'll do a little lemonade, a little sunflower. I always do my seaweed green too, and I maybe want to switch that up. Maybe we'll do teal seaweed. Because why not, right? Do a little pink. I'm just pulling out all the things. And then let's do a little orange. Okay. I have a little bit of a plan in my head, so that's why I pulled out 2 of each color I want to work with. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit so that you guys can kind of see what's going on. Ooh, ink blend and get them wet. That's a fun idea. I vote we put the new embroidery hoop patterns up too. I believe that Chari can answer, but I bet she is going to have new ones for the release. That's my guess. Heather quoted me, "Are Mr. Harvest and Crow Girl in a relationship?" And she said, "Hey, what happens in the cornfields stays in the cornfields." And Courtney lives in Florida, and she bought one of my sweatshirts. So there you go. Well, thank you. Yeah, I like the white border that the dies leave around the die cuts too. And Chari said, oh, Shari's now asking questions. If one of us is in lawnfawn jail and not part of the adventure, does one still have to follow the adventure rules? Yes, you do. Yes, Nikki, my t-shirts are Bella Canvas. My long sleeves are not, but my short sleeve t-shirts are Bella Canvas. Aw, thanks, Courtney. I'm glad you like the sweatshirt. And then Deneen says, Heather, unless Mr. Harvest and Crow Girl have littles, then it doesn't stay in the cornfield. You guys are silly. Ooh, Sophie's on it today. She's like, you could have just blended the textured cardstock to get extra shading. Crazy. All right. Annie just got back from buying cookie sheets at a warehouse sale for her advent calendars. Annie, are you the one, were you on my live earlier this week, my Get Crackin' on Christmas? Are you the one making 8 of my advent calendars? I couldn't remember. And Deneen says, even in jail, you need to follow the rules. I love it. Thank you. Keep Chari on track, guys. Don't let her stray. If I've got to follow rules, she's got to follow rules, right? All right, so I'm going to ink blend these guys, and I'll start with yellow, which I'm going to start with the lightest yellow. So I'm going to use lemonade. And I have absolutely been loving using this tiny ink blending tool from Ranger. It's a Tim Holtz Distress Ranger tool. Because I want really, really saturated ink and I want everything to be really nice and light and bright, I have absolutely loved it. It just adds the color so quick. like quicker than my blending brushes, which just does not mean I'm never going to use blending brushes. But when I want more intense color, I have really been enjoying these. And I just keep one foam kind of per color family. So I just did lemonade, and now I'm going to add a little sunflower. So I don't even need to clean. I'm just going to go right in with that same tool, and I'm shadowing one side of my starfish here. But this is my new love. I've been doing this behind the scenes with some stuff coming up this fall, and I have just been loving it. So when I saw we were going to be ink blending, I was like, oh, I got this. I can do this. Let's see. Oh, no new stitching patterns for fall yet. And Nikki says Bella Canvas is my all-time favorite, super comfy in Florida heat. Diana's thinking about little scarecrows too. Okay, Annie says that was somebody else. You're only making 5. Oh, you're not making 8, Annie? I mean, just make 3 more. Somebody was, I'm trying to remember. I thought her name started with an A too, but she is making 8 of the advent calendars. And I was like, that is amazing. So I go in really gently first, just to kind of softly start to blend, and then I won't get any like weird marks. Of course, the ink is picking up on the stitching and the dye, but that's just a natural thing, and I like the way that looks. So I'm going in lightly with one color, with a lighter color, and then I'm going into shadow with the darker color. But you could just use one color and just build up a shadow too. But look how awesome that looks. I love it so much. Right? Love it. Let's see. Chari says to check the pattern page. So Chari, did you upload new patterns? I'm sorry, we haven't chatted much lately. Chari and I we often are texting each other behind the scenes because we really are really good friends. But you can always tell when like she's busy or I'm busy because we just don't talk as much. And Shari's asking if you guys have ideas for fall patterns. She is all ears. Give her some ideas. Well, I say a scarecrow. That'd probably be really hard. I'm really proud of myself for breaking out of my normal colors for these images, if I do say so myself. Hello, hello. Thanks for popping in. Now I know this plastic flamingo is a really intense color, so I am going into this with a very, very light hand. But look at that. Ooh, I love it. Bubblegum and plastic flamingo. That is something else. That's really pretty. Yay. Courtney loves Shari's stitching patterns. And she just got a binder today to print all of them and organize them. See, look at all the organizing that's happening. Ooh, Catherine's working with Penguin Party Friends. I love that. It's funny, I always dab off when I'm using Merman, but I probably really don't have to dab off because what I need to do is re-ink Merman because it is literally my most used ink pad. what could be cute on the embroidery hoop, Shari, is like a little fall corn scene where it's almost like silhouettes. So you see like a little scarecrow. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I don't stitch. And I know you have just a very small area to work in, but if you could somehow just make like mini little scene with stitching, I don't know. Let's see some ideas. A maple leaf. I think there is a maple leaf, but I could be wrong. Pumpkin pie, a tiny tractor, a squirrel. Courtney says, do you have a jack-o'-lantern or just a pumpkin? Oh, she sees a jack-o'-lantern now. Ooh, Kathy has a pattern paper idea. A corn maze. That could be fun. So these 3 seaweed, I really don't even know how my card's going to come together, but I'm going to shadow each of them in a different area depending on where I think I'm going to place them on my card. So I did the right side. This one's going to be more at the base. And then this one I'm going to do on the left side. But I am going to take this yellow starfish out because I don't trust myself to not touch it. But aren't these little tiny, these are the tiny ink blending tools from Tim Holtz and Ranger. And they've been out for a while, but typical me, I'm a little late to the party often. And I just started using them and I've really loved them for this. I just love that concentrated ink that you can get. And just how pretty it looks. And it's quick. With the blending brush, it just would have taken longer. And if you guys don't know me, I am impatient. All right. Shari says, only 17 squares. Does that mean that, no, there's gotta be more than 17 squares on that embroidery hoop, no? I don't know. Ooh, Courtney says you should make a bigger stitching die, like a bookmark size. Then we can have all of our dreams come true. That's a fun idea. All right, so now I've got to figure out what I'm doing with my background. I'm wondering if I just do a little bit of spiffy speckles so it's just subtle and I don't bring in any more chaos into this scene. All right. So I did a little fun class this week, an in-person class. My friends here on the Cape, who I call my fun friends, they wanted their moms to try out a class with me. So I taught my beachcomber class Tuesday night. It was super fun. We watercolored with distress watercolor pencils, which is part of the class. And but I packed up all my supplies, and yesterday was filled with non-creating work. So I haven't unpacked my supplies yet. So that was me digging through to find supplies. Oh, I got some pink ink on here. Let's see if I can buff it out a little bit. Oh, 17 squares wide at the biggest part. Gotcha. I had a feeling I was asking too much, but then again, I don't stitch, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Just gonna clean off my ink with some isopropyl alcohol so I don't get any other colors on there. And yeah, maybe I'm just going to get out some seafoam spiffy speckles because, you know, ooh, I forgot I had some of this Stars and Stripes paper, but I don't know if there's a tealy looking one. So in my drawer next to me, it's an Alex drawer from IKEA, and the bottom drawer is a hanging file folder. And so I have a file folder for each like color family of cardstock, and then I have a file folder for most of the main lawnfawn papers. So like this is my Spiffy Speckles one, and I keep all my bits and bobs in it. Ooh, that might be the right size. Because of this exactly, I don't always have to go looking for a brand new sheet if I'm die cutting or what have you. I'm just trying to find a piece that will be, ooh, this will definitely, one of these will definitely work. I just need my 4 by 5 1/4, right? And you best bet I'm going to die cut it with my outside in stitched rectangle. Let's see if any of these smaller ones work. They both were. Good eye, Jen. Good eye. But since it's exactly the right size, I'm definitely going to tape it in place so it doesn't move on me. My outside in stitched rectangle die is curved a little bit because it's been used a lot. Let's see. Ooh, yay. Sophie's been enabled to get the Rainforest ink. It's stunning. It really is such a beautiful, beautiful dark teal color. Diana says, I need to take a class for the watercolor pencils. Don't you have one, Jen? I do. I actually have 2. I have part 1 and part 2, and you don't have to do them in order, but I do recommend doing part 1 first. Just because it's kind of more foundational, and then part 2 we get into doing a bunch of different other techniques building on what we learned. And I definitely see a part 3 coming, not anytime too soon, but I just love the distress watercolor pencils so much. And the more I play with them, the more I come up with things that I love to teach you guys. And I also have some lawnfawn online classes where we use distress watercolor pencils in our projects too. So thank you so much, Chari. Shari's over there. She actually probably has it tougher. She's over there creating and commenting more in the chat because she can't talk. So, and no sketches this time, Chari. You're doing amazing. We'll see if she follows the rules. All right, so let's see here. I am going to start by adhering my little starfish. I actually want to add a little bit more. Once your inks kind of dry on the paper, sometimes they might not seem as dark as you had thought that they were. So for this starfish, I want to add a little bit more ink here. There we go. Thanks, Sophie. Yeah, I've been doing that file folder trick for so many years, and the file folders are kind of getting beaten up in there because I use them so much and take them out and slide them in. But it's honestly one of my most time-saving things that I love the most because I could never find a good way to organize my scraps, but especially when you're just die cutting something, it's nice to have easy, accessible scraps to be able to use because You don't want to cut into a new sheet of paper all the time. So I don't keep teeny tiny pieces, typically, but good sized pieces just go right into that file folder. I'm just going to put an acrylic block on there. All right. So what I was thinking, or what I think I'm thinking, right? We've got this. We'll have the starfish. If we kind of, ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I didn't even think of a sentiment yet. How are we doing? Oh gosh, we've been here for a while. I always try not to take too long on these lives. But if I did something like this, maybe. And then we've got these jellyfish. Oh my gosh, so cute. Kind of do that. Maybe this little guy down here. We got some seaweed action. Concentrating, guys. That's why I'm not as chatty. Trying to figure out. Look how cute. Let me look at the stamp set and see. Let's see. What pencil are you using? I don't think I used a pencil, Anne, but I was using Copic markers to color, which are alcohol-based markers. If that wasn't your question, let me know. I know everything's a bit delayed, so I'll watch for your reply. Chari says she is following the rules, and she said y'all. I would have said you guys. You all have it better with Jen anyways. If this was reversed and I was alone, you would be all bored out of your minds. I don't know about that. I think because I was an only child, I'm really good just talking to myself. And I totally disagree. Chari is not boring. Courtney says, have there been any hints for the winter release? So we don't typically give, for the winter release. I don't think so, Courtney. I don't think there have been hints in the land of lawnfawn. And Chari says she's not boring with someone, but by herself. She doesn't talk much when creating. So Sophie says the fall release is coming out on August 14th, but when is the winter release happening? That is going to be late September. Yay. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is great. I think we're just going to like stamp right on here. Of course, I still have to glitter all the things, but I'm doing well. How are you doing, Chari? Are you like done your card already and you're just not telling me? So normally I take a picture, like I kind of figure out where I want everything and then I take a picture and look at it on my phone. I actually can do that. I forget I'm not filming with my phone anymore. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a picture because then this helps me know where I had everything placed. Just a gist, you know, I can switch it up as I'm working on things, but it just gets me started. I don't know if you guys do that. Courtney said already can see her budget's out the window for all the fun that's going to be happening in September. Okay, so I'm going to glitter all of the things. Chari is in North Carolina and I'm up in New England, so she does say y'all. Yeah, she says I wrote y'all just for Jen. She wanted me to say it. That's what friends are for. So I am using Lawnfawn Prismaglitter and my Sakura Quickie glue pen to glitter all of the things, right? Which really just means glitter a little bit of something in moderation, I've learned, is really what I mean. So Anne's asking, who am I? So I am Jen Shirkus, and I actually do not work for Lawnfawn full time, but I do help them out at in-person and online trade shows. I also help organize the Create With Us free mini classes that we do here on YouTube. I contribute to their blog with fun projects. And then I also teach online lawn fawn classes through my website. So that's who I am. And then Chari Moss is chatting as lawn fawn today. Normally she is on camera with me, but we had some technical difficulties today. So unfortunately you're not able to see her. But she is also an East Coast Fawnie. So I live in New England. She lives in North Carolina. But she does work for Lawn Fawn full time, and she does a lot of things. But briefly, she helps film a lot of the intro videos and videos for Lawn Fawn's YouTube channel. And then she also helps out with the social media for Lawn Fawn and does a lot with the email newsletters and things like that. So, but that's literally a very brief description of what she does. She does a lot of fun things. And then she also comes up with all of the stitching patterns that are free and available on Lawn Fawn's website. So that's what we've been talking about today as well. But thank you for joining. Since you're new, we hope you'll come back again someday. Everybody's always chatting that she talks to herself. Oh, and somebody said I'm 1 out of 6 kids and they talk to themselves. So, okay. I guess it's just maybe some of us do that, right? Josie talks to herself a lot. So Josie's my friend. She's here in the chat. She's probably working, but just listening. But I didn't realize she comes and helps me here. She works for me part-time, and she'll be here. And I never realized how much she actually talks to herself. She talks to herself a lot. I don't talk to myself when I'm by myself. Like if you guys weren't here, I don't think I would be talking to myself. Barbara's a Connecticut transplant to South Carolina. Now I say y'all. Barbara, did you ever shop at Papercraft Clubhouse in Connecticut? It's one of my favorite stores. I call it my local store, even though it is 2 hours away, but Tracy's the best. Yep, Crap and Create is in September. I designed my projects. I love them so much, even if they were fall cards. I still love them. Oh, wow. Linda just finished a ton of yard work. Ooh, in 100 degrees heat and humidity. Oh my gosh, yeah. Sit down and cool off and join us. You deserve a little bit of a break for sure. All right, I'm adding a little bit more glitter to my octopuses or his arms, because I just feel like it. All right, I think I glittered everything. I might add a little bit of chunky glitter. I might. That's a common occurrence for me when I'm making oceany cards. But for now, I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Let's see. to decide, let me see what sentiments are on this little set. Oh, I might use a sentiment from here. I think I'm going to do "You're a Fantastic Friend." I love these adventures in card making because although we don't really have a time limit per se, we obviously don't, I mean, we love hanging out with you, but we don't want it to take all day. So I find I come up with different ideas because of the time, right? Like I typically, for my sentiments, would pick like the word fantastic and do that in Quinn's ABCs or Oliver's stitched ABCs. But for the sake of time, I'm not doing that. So I love it. It gets me out of my comfort zone a little bit. This was the Sakura Quickie glue pen is what I used. The best glue pen in all of the land. I've been using it probably 20 years now. Not that one glue pen, obviously, but that brand. Happy Harvest on the Beach. I mean, I've done it. I put Mr. Harvest in the dunes. If you search Happy Harvest on my website, you'll find the blog post. Oh, I remember the Great American Stamp Store in Westport. That's amazing, Barbara. Yeah. Yep, work it, Chunky Glitter. Work it, work it. Josie says, to be fair, I didn't realize how much I talked to myself until we joked about it. All right. Jen, describe that blackberry chip ice cream. It looks so delicious. How long was that line? So Marcy was I'm part of my class last week online. We did I Scream, You Scream. And it was a Friday class because I typically do Friday classes in the summer. And we were talking about ice cream all day. And as far as I know, those of us that attended class live, none of us planned appropriately and had ice cream in the wings to have during break or to have after class. So that was Friday. And then Saturday was a beautiful day outside, but I had a really big project I had to finish. So I was inside all day and a little grumpy about it. And so I finished the project late at night, and Chris came with me to Polar Caves, which is an ice cream place. We have a couple that are our favorites, and Polar Caves is one of them. And but the line was really long. We were there probably a good 40 minutes in line. And but what they do differently than other places is they hand make or homemade make the waffle cones to order. So there are no waffle cones sitting there ready to go. Like if you go up there and say, I want a small waffle cone, they're making it right then. So when they put your ice cream in it, it's still warm and it's so good. And so Marcy's asking, I had blackberry chip, which is black raspberry ice cream with semi-sweet chocolate chips in it. It was so good. And now I want more ice cream. I have a feeling when Josie comes next week to work, we're going to go. I have a feeling. I can feel it. All right. So now I'm going to start to assemble my card. And I'm looking at that photo I took with my phone just to get an idea. Hello, Miss Brienne. We have no Chari today. We had technical difficulties, but Chari is in lawnfawn jail in the chat. Still creating. Whoops. Still creating, but just not with me, sadly. So I'm going to put here. Oh, Chari's done. I knew she was going to beat me. It's okay, I'm almost done. Chari typically does beat me. If you're new around here, that's no surprise. Oh, I put the wrong seaweed down. I'm gonna actually pick it up because I purposely shadowed left and right for a reason. So let's try this again. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Sandy says she needs to go to Polar Caves in November. I gotta figure it out. I'm trying to remember. I think they are open all year. I'm having a hard time remembering. Some things are closed in the summer here on the Cape. I mean, in the winter. Hello, Jennifer. Thanks for popping in. No Chari today. Everybody's only stuck with me. Shari's in the chat. Oh, awesome. Susie signed up for the distress inking technique class. I plan on watching it soon. Oh, yes. I'm assuming that's the one that I have all about regular distress and distress oxide. And that one, I have a $5 coupon available right now in honor of the mini oxide pads coming out. Oh, that was a good class. That was my first distress technique class that I did online. I've been teaching with distress inks a long time, but I hope you have a blast. All right. Now everybody's going to leave me, Chari, because you said you posted your card. They're going to all run over there, and I'm going to be all alone. Chari says she was behind right up until the end. Let's see. Now this little guy. I can't wait to see it. And we got our jellyfish. I know I can go out of frame a little bit because when I put this on a card base, because I'm actually going to put it on a card base, this is slightly smaller than an A2. So we got a little fish. Cute. I love a good little rainbow action happening there. Just grabbing myself a card base, and then I'm going to add a little bit of chunky glitter because I love that look on ocean cards. So I am wrapping up mine as well. Ooh, a seashell frame situation. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. Chari won't leave me. She'll still be there in the dead space. All right. There we go. And now the way that I like to add my chunky glitter is with glossy accents. And what I do is I break my rule. I'm actually going to touch the glitter. But what I do is I just take my glossy accents and kind of dip and dab it. Like I'm just kind of having it be in some spots, but not a continuous line. And then the reason why I am going to touch the chunky glitter is I kind of like to just sprinkle it. So it's not going to touch everywhere that I put glossy accents, but it's going to just go here and there. And I just love the way it ends up looking. So we got a little bit of glossy accents here and there. And then I just take some of this and sprinkle like this. So then it's not too clumpy and it's just hitting on some of that glossy accents and not all of it. Because I just want it to be like this underwater magicalness. And the chunky glitter is actually pretty easy to get it off of your fingers. It's not like the end of the world, like Prismaglitter, where it lives with you forever. So I'm just kind of buffing my finger with a dry paintbrush, and it'll get most of it off. Prismaglitter, I never, ever, ever, ever touch, right? So I have a couple specks of it still, but what I'll do is wipe it on my flour sackcloth, right? And then no glitter. Of course, I got a cat hair in there somehow. There we go. But yeah, let me just move stuff out of the way and I'll zoom in a little bit and I'll show you guys the magic of, oh my gosh, such a mess. I'll clean it all up later, but I'll show you the magic of that chunky glitter. Work it, chunky glitter, work it, work it. See how it's just hitting the here and there, but not everywhere, and it's not too clumpy. And any extra, I can see that there's some static cling. So I just take my dry brush and just buff it right back into the bucket. Glitter does not have to be messy if you know how to use it. And I like to use glossy accents for that because anything that ends up drying that doesn't have glitter is just going to be clear and shiny and look watery as well. So that's why I did that. But yeah, so there is my card, you guys. I followed the adventure poles. I used ocean Shell-fie, stitched seashells, and I ink blended. Those were the rules. And I can't wait to see Chari's card. Before we let you go, though, I do just want to mention Chari's going to put a link in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, there is a link in the caption of the video. But like I mentioned, Chari and I teach East Coast Fawnie online classes. These that you see here on the screen are all of the online classes we've already taught, and they're all still available. So if you've missed any, you can still sign up and still take them. And we are trying to figure out what we want to teach this fall, and we're asking for your help. So there is a link that Chari's sharing, and then again, it is also linked in the description of the video, where there is a poll set up and you can vote for what set you would like to see us use. Now, we typically use previously released sets, so sets that have been out for a while. One of the options was Happy Harvest 2.0 because, you know, we love our Mr. Harvest. But there's a lot of other really fun options there. So if you haven't voted, please definitely vote and let us know what you would like. But yeah, so that is it. Let me close out this screen. So there's no Chari right here. Sorry that her name's on the screen, but she was here in lawnfawn jail. You can see here in the grass, if you created today, even if you're using different supplies, make sure you tag us, tag Chari, tag me, tag lawnfawn. We absolutely love to see what you made. And again, you don't need to give any excuse or apologize if you use different stuff. It doesn't matter at all. We just love to create with you guys. So thank you for sticking around. Our numbers stayed pretty consistent, even though Chari wasn't able to be on screen. So I appreciate you guys still sticking with us today. We do not have another Adventures in Card Making planned just yet. That doesn't mean we're not going to have one. I'm guessing we're not going to do one in August. August is a little hectic, but we will definitely have more this fall. So stay tuned. We always give you guys a heads up, and we schedule them here on YouTube as soon as we know the dates. So you can always tap the little bell. If I'm forgetting anything, Chari, let me know. I know there's a little bit of a delay. I'm just looking in the comments. So yeah, Chari linked the link to be able to vote for our next class. And Marcy checked her list of classes yesterday and she has them all. So that's awesome, Marcy. And Monique's really hoping for some red squirrels. Oh, that's inspiring to think of a different way to color them to be red squirrels. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Melissa says, "Let's Go Nuts" would be my vote. I don't remember. Was that in our list? I don't remember. We tried to pull some different ones. And we always appreciate getting feedback and hearing what you guys want. I'm trying to remember. I know there was S'more the Merrier, Jump for Joy, the Sunflower Set, Friendship Grows or something. I'm trying to remember the names of them. But, and then, you know, Happy Harvest. We just had to put it in there. But anyways, thank you guys so very much for joining us for an adventure. It was an adventure. I'm excited to go see Chari's card. I know I'll take photos and share mine as well. And I hope you guys all have a fabulous, fabulous day. Yeah, Chari says we'll figure out the tech problems before our next one. That's for sure. I'm going to put a ticket in right this afternoon. But thank you guys. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the mermaid time. Those of you that enjoy summer, and we'll catch you guys all soon. Bye, guys.